He says the following. It's a short story or anecdote. It's difficult to pinpoint the narrative form of this text. So this is what Benjamin says. First, there are only ancient goddesses. Then the royal gods and goddesses arrive. The royal gods are always worried about the ancient goddesses. They are trying to take away the old goddesses' power, or act as if they already have done so. There are theatre plays about that. There are also ancient theatre plays in which people think that Haven aligns with a royal god, but as soon as a single ancient goddess appears, they abandon the royal god. Sometimes the royal gods take revenge on them, at other times the ancient goddesses. They eat their children and their children eat them. Sometimes they are screaming because somebody notices that he is wrong. It is easy to recognize in this quote the figures of the Furies and the Olympian gods and their conflicts over the mortals. These conflicts become especially apparent in a series of tragedies concerning the house of Atreus, you know them, which figure a series of cannibalistic acts. The final tragedy of Aeschylus Oresteia, the Eumenides, is the final act in the conflict between the Olympian gods, here represented by Athena, and the Furies over the judgment of Orestes, who famously killed his mother. And Benjamin says about this performance is an episode of the wrath of the ancient goddesses. Benjamin recalls Greek tragedy in the context of explaining the situation of Hitler's abdication, thus situating both this abdication and Heidegger's ascent to power on the birthing ground of our politics, whether democratic or not. This is the place where the question of origin and originary identification, and therefore of the mother, is inextricably imprinted into politics. Because you know the scene, right? In the end of the Oresteia, you have the scene where they found the court on this hill, Areopagus, next to Athens. So it's the first democratic institution is based to solve this problem between old and new goddesses. Not only is matricide what is at stake in the first court case of the democratically elected court on the Areopagus, this court, moreover, which is installed by the mother without mother, Athena, is according to a well-known myth, motherless, like she was born from out of the head of Zeus. So you have a beginning that was founded by somebody who has no mother. Right? It's a motherless mother. The Jews thus take place, as it were, in a situation that we could identify as after tragedy. That is, no longer under the sign of myth or under the sign of history. Both communism and fascism have abandoned tragedy. They've abolished theatre. But Hitler has been sublated into Heidegger, where Stalin